Welcome back on this snowy Wednesday morning. Now, electrical remodel boxes and changing out light fixtures sometimes can be a little bit confusing. So this week's Do-It-Yourself segment, we're going to focus on how to do this electrical remodeling. Ashley Kirkland is at Lowe's in Marquette Township to help us get started. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Vicki. Today is one of our favorite days of the week. It's Hump Day, and it's also Do-It-Yourself Wednesday. Now, today we're going to cover a little bit of Electrical 101. If you're thinking about adding or changing the light fixtures in your home, you're going to need to know your way around this thing. This is an electrical remodeling box. Now, if you're just adding a light fixture, you're going to need to buy this separately because it won't be there already. But if you're replacing one that's already in place, this may already be there. The trick is that homeowners need to know when to say when. If you take off your light fixture and you realize that the wires are old or damaged, then you're going to have to call an expert, and it wouldn't be wise for you to change that out yourself. Now, today's Do-It-Yourself project, if you find that your wires are fine and they were actually added a few years ago, they're still intact, then you may be able to do that yourself. And so we're also going to cover some electrical safety, because we know safety is first with every Do-It-Yourself project. And so we're going to talk to Jeremy Wright, Pro Services Specialist here at Lowe's, about that in just a little bit, and he'll go over all of these things as well as the tools that we need to do this project. So I'm excited to learn about this, Vicki. I have to admit that I didn't know much about it at first, so he's explained a little bit, and so I hope it'll be helpful for viewers at home. I'll take it back to you in the studio for now. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette Township, TV6 News.
Welcome back. It's the time of the year where folks are looking at doing some home remodeling, and sometimes there are electrical remodeling tricks that you should know about ahead of time. Now, Ashley Kirkland is live at Lowe's this morning to tell us a little bit more about it. Ashley?
Good morning, Vicki. Now, some remodeling tricks at home do require electrical rewiring or sometimes electrical tips that you need to know. So right now I'm joined with the expert at Lowe's, Jeremy Wright, Pro Services Specialist. He's going to tell us a little bit more about hanging those light fixtures and what you need to do first. Jeremy, what's the first step? We know that safety is always first when doing these projects. What's the first step of safety in hanging a light fixture?
The first thing is just getting the power off. So they make a tool that you can detect whether there's electricity coming through the wires that you're going to be working with. Okay. And when there is electricity, normally it'll make an audible sound, or there will be a light indicating that the power is on. There's just 3 different designs, priced kind of anywhere from $10 to $20 depending on how much you're going to be doing this. Normally it's best to have an assistant with you, that way you're not running up and down those stairs to find which breaker it necessarily is and things like that. So nice to have someone to help you out at first.
Yeah. And every great superhero has an assistant, so that's right. And so when you say turning off the electricity, I know that this will detect it. Will that mean just turning off the flip switch, or do you need to actually go and turn off the box in like your basement or attic or whatever?
Going down and actually to your panel and turning off that entire breaker. It's just that way there's no power running through that circuit at all.
Okay. All right, and so next, what are the tools that we'll need to do this project?
There's only really 2 tools that you need for this portion, and that is something that can, if you have to take any extra sheeting off of your wires or things like that, there's 2 different types of wire strippers that you could use. Also, for twisting and clipping any wires, you may need a lineman's pliers or a needle nose pliers. Okay. With those tools, you pretty much are all set. Otherwise, as long as you're safe with your utility knife, you can use that as well.
Okay, and with your utility knife, now I saw you cutting this wire earlier this morning, and you didn't have on any gloves. Should people wear gloves with that?
You could, as long as you're cutting away from yourself and not towards yourself in any manner, you'll be just fine.
Okay. All right, and so talk to us lastly about the remodeling boxes here and what are the differences in the types.
So these are your 2 type of boxes. The one with nails is for new construction, or if you're remodeling and you have exposed wall cavities, you can nail these right onto your 2x4s. The remodel box, what you do is you take this handy little layout, you would cut that circle out of your drywall, and then you would stick this up into the drywall, and then as you screw these screw points, this will flip and catch your drywall, therefore making it nice and secure. Okay. Now, if you're going to be hanging like a ceiling fan or a chandelier or something like that, that's where this is used, so that way you get that extra support against the joist. So this just twists out, and tightens down, and then you have extra, so that way if you're having something heavier hung, you'd utilize something like this.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jeremy and Vicki. In our next segment, we are actually going to go through the process partly of hanging a light fixture. So Jeremy is going to show viewers what that's like. I'll take it back to you in the studio for now. And remember, safety first. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette Township, TV6 News.
Welcome back, everyone. This morning's Do-It-Yourself topic focuses on updating light fixtures in your home. TV6's Ashley Kirkland is live at Lowe's with more on this topic. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Greg. We're out with the old and in with the new as far as our light fixtures are concerned. Now, in the last segment, we talked about safety first, and that involved you making sure all of the power was off in your home before all of the electrical wiring that you'll need to do with that. Right now, I'm joined again with Pro Services Specialist Jeremy Wright here at Lowe's, and he's going to talk to us about the next step. Now, Jeremy, you're going to have me do some things with this light fixture. What's next?
Next is, so you're going to have all your wires exposed. You're going to want to kind of sort them out in your box. You're going to want to potentially label them depending on what's going on in that box, because there could be more than just the 3 wires that we would need. So that's something to think about. The other big thing is to remember that you always want to color match your wires. So if there's normally in the box, you're going to have white, black, and then a ground, which isn't going to have anything. And so you're going to want to make sure you tie those together.
Okay. And what happens if these wires touch?
Since there's no power, it's okay. Once you turn the power back on, more than likely it'll trip your breaker. Could potentially send a spark, so if somebody's standing nearby it. So that's what the wire nut is used for, is to protect from that happening, because all of the exposed wire should end up in the wire nut. And if not, you should trim it back a little bit to be able to get all in the wire nut.
All right.
So what you're going to do is you're going to actually hook this white one up.
Okay.
So you're in charge right now. While she's doing that, there are different size wire nuts. So like a yellow is used for when there's 3 wires. A red one is used when there are more, so like 4 wires. And they make larger ones that are blue. And you can find those in small wire nut packets that you should pick up. How's this going so far?
It's going good. So should I be using the yellow one since I have 3 here?
Yes, you should be. Now, with it being kind of on the ground and things like that, is it kind of challenging?
It's a little bit challenging. So what are the challenges? Because I know that normally you'll be facing up putting this in. So what are those challenges?
One of the biggest things is you use a second hand, as you can kind of see how it's difficult just with your 2 hands on the ground. You've also got to deal with gravity in the end. So now your big test is to pull on all 3 wires to make sure you got it all connected well.
Okay, pull on them from...
So we'll pull each one in. See, so gonna have to try it again.
Okay.
So something you want to check before you turn the power back on.
Okay.
So you can get all 3 of those, spin it nice and tight, pull on each one individually, and now we're all set.
All right, and you do the same with the 2 black ones?
You do that with the black, and there should be a black one in your box, and then same with your ground.
Okay, and from there, do you just mount this light, or do you do something else?
Yeah, after that, you're going to have a mounting bracket that's going to be hooked to this, and then you're going to take your globe and your attachment point, put it up through, and attach it all together to seal it all back up.
All right. Well, that sounds like a fun project to do. So hopefully everyone learned a lot from that. Thank you so much, Jeremy. And always remember safety first. And as he said before, you want to make sure to have extra hands on board so you won't have to juggle everything all at once on your own. So I'll take it back to you in the studio for now, Greg. Ashley Kirkland reporting live in Marquette Township, TV6 News.